Hi guys, and welcome to Gardening with Dave. Now, I hope you enjoyed the last show, and I was thinking about it, and I basically showed you what I had going on in here in the greenhouse, and then I showed you how to plant some pumpkin seeds, which, thinking about it, was probably not at the top of everyone's to grow list. They take up a lot of space, they don't taste very nice, and it's probably not ideal, but never mind. The principle is the same. You know, whether it's a big pumpkin seed or a tiny pepper seed, all seeds, their only purpose in life is to germinate, grow, and make more of whatever they are. So if you look at seed packets, they'll tell you all sorts of information about how deep you should plant them and how far apart, and different conditions, temperature, these ones for instance, 15 to 20 degrees C. But at the end of the day, all seeds just want to be warm and moist, that's it. And if you get those two right, you can't really go wrong. So we planted pumpkin seeds and we, covered them with a little bit of soil. It is exactly the same for every seed I've ever grown. Granted, probably a lot of time and effort's gone into finding out the specific and exact science behind it, but you don't need to be scared off by that. Literally, put it in the ground, water it, and see what you get. But anyway, instead of concentrating on pumpkins, I was thinking we could probably concentrate on some other things that would be more interesting to you guys at home. So I was going to focus mainly on a couple of things that are easy to grow and great to eat, and you can do if you've got acres of space or just a tiny garden or even a few pots. Maybe you've just got patio and a few pots or grow bags, that sort of thing. So we're going to focus on tomatoes because they're lovely, very easy to grow, good croppers normally, depending on the variety. Courgettes, another great one. They do take up a bit more space, but if you look after them and keep them trained, then you can get a lot of fruits off of one plant or two plants, a couple of different varieties, and great to cook, great to eat. And another one, potatoes. Again, they can take up a lot of space, but we'll be trying an experiment, on the next episode, with potatoes, but more about that later on. So, should we have a quick look, see if anything's changed here in the greenhouse? I remember this tray here was the seeds from last year. A lot of them were looking a bit ropey, and this fella, look, he's sprung open, and earlier on I just had a little dig down, and look, there's more coming, more on the way. Very happy about that, because those two varieties, I think one was the Nice de Ronde courgette, was a big round ball variety, and the summer squash, the flying saucer one I was telling you about. I'm very happy that they appear to be coming on well. Everything else pretty much the same, obviously a little bit bigger. It's been a few days, hasn't it? A few more leaks have popped up. This time I'll try and hold the camera a bit steadier instead of zooming through. These tomatoes, again, they really do look like they're going to come up, and I'm very happy about that, because that's the orange cherry, and at the moment it's pretty hard to get hold of seeds and plants. Normally I'd go to the garden centre a little bit later in the season and buy seedling tomatoes, just a couple of each one, and if you look after a plant, one or two varieties, you get a lot of fruit from it. Instead of trying to, you buy a packet of seeds and seed 50 tomato plants, and it's hard to care for that many, and you end up with the same amount of tomatoes as you would if you really looked after one plant. So I'm very happy about that. So at the moment we're definitely on for 3 different sorts of tomato. Here's the mystery tray. Do you remember? Here's our space-consuming pumpkins. And there we go, labelled pumpkin question mark. The squash one, squash question mark. And then those 2 pepper seeds we were talking about. We weren't sure what they were, but there we go. Mystery pepper A, mystery pepper B. Find out what they are. And mystery toms. Do you remember the manky little tomato we found in the pot? Well, quite a few seeds out of that. And fingers crossed, I did one last year. It was like a pear drop tomato, yellow tomato, looked like a pear drop. Quite tasty, quite juicy, very good. So hopefully they'll come up. Anyway, last time I remember I rushed through my courgette and squash tray and was chatting about one of the new squashes. Obviously you've got your normal looking squash like this, and I was talking about a random one I'd not tried before. Thought you might like to see a picture, and this is it. Check that out. White and green flat thing, bit like the yellow flying saucer one. Hoping that's going to be tasty. Obviously if I rush through anything or chat about a particular vegetable and you want to know more about it, you want to know the exact name, like this one, it's called Juan de Vert or Juan de Vert. Just let me know, leave a comment and I'll get the information for you, no problem. So what's next? Here is some of the other sprouts we had. Now all plants have got, as I see it, like 3 stages. You've got the germination stage where you've got the seeds and you get them in the ground and wait to see what pops up. And then these trays are perfect for that. You know, you can sow them out, and then as they pop up, you're gonna need to pot them on, it's called. So you need some bigger pots, something like this. That just gives it more room, new soil, new nutrients that it needs, and let it establish more and get better roots. And then from here, from the potted on stage, you go to the final growing position. Now that can be different for different things, but a lot of stuff like these sprouts, they'll go out to the allotment and we'll plant them there, give them plenty of space and room. Things like the peppers, as they get bigger, I like to grow them in pots, so I'll just put them in a larger pot. So potting on, pretty easy. Now check this out. I'm gonna go hands-free mode. How about that? 2 hands, lovely job. So got these pots here, and now this compost I've got, you can, as I was saying, seeds just like warmth and wet. So this is last year's grow bag. I think I had some cucumbers in it last year. Not a great year for cucumbers last year, never mind. But this is just the soil from that. Any soil is good. You know, they're not going to kick up much fuss as long as they're wet and warm. So just put some soil in the pot like that. Make a little divot in the middle. And then you've got to tease these out of these trays. Now, these have started to get their new leaves. They start with the original leaf. Can you see that? And interestingly, look at the shape of the leaf. I'll just take them out of here if I can. Look, so these are sprouts. Look how similar they are to broccoli, cauliflower, because they're all brassicas. And there's like 4 main types, as I see it. Probably breaks down into more than that, but let's try and keep it simple for me. But your brassicas, things like that, they all come from the same family. Then you've got your onion family, so that's onions, spring onions, shallots, leeks, all part of that family. And you grow, you really only need to know how to grow the family, and it works for all of them. Easy. The other one would be your root crops, your carrots, parsnips, anything that grows on the ground, potatoes to a degree, but they're a little bit different. And then the other one would be peppers and above ground stuff, so courgettes, aubergines, that sort of thing. But anyway, let's put you back in there. So once you've got him out, look, some nice roots forming already. You see that? Pop that into the little plug you made. Firm it down. A little bit more on top. Let's try and get him nice and upright in the middle. There we go. Now he's got more room for those roots. They're not going to get all bound up. Thing is, if you leave them in these trays too long, these little trays, it's really hard to get them out. It's a delicate balance, I guess, because if you take them out too early, they end up breaking. And if you leave it too long, the roots start coming out the bottom, and they're tricky to get out, and then you have to end up cutting the tray, that sort of thing. And I like to reuse these this day and age. Plastics aren't great, but amazingly useful. I figure if I get a good 2, 3, 4 years of growing out of them before they get too damaged, then all the better for the environment. So try and look after them. That's it. Let's try and tease another one out. A bit tricky. Push it up from the bottom. There we go. Just grab it gently. Now you don't have to be too careful. To start with, I used to think that, you know, any sort of damage would be terrible for a plant, but actually they're pretty tough, and all they want to do is grow, so don't worry too much. And as I say, I mean, these are sprouts, so what we've got here, 20 odd plants, that's a whole lot of sprouts to eat. And my daughter does love a sprout, but geez, that's a lot of sprouts. So there we go, drop them in to the middle. Just hold him up while you pop a little bit of soil around him. Get him nice and level. There we go. And just transfer them all to there. They keep them watered, keep them in the greenhouse or somewhere warm. Perfect. So, what else have we got? Oh, questions. Did get a question from, where are we? From Joel in London, and he asked about whether his conservatory was too hot for germination, and actually it's not. As long as you're keeping the soil moist and the trays warm, it's fine. If it gets really hot, like in the greenhouse like this, you might have to crack a window or something like that. But that's really when they've popped up and they're getting bigger, they can get scorched. But for the germination bit, obviously, like I was saying, the seed packets give you all specifics, but I wouldn't worry about it. Keep them warm, keep them wet, easy. I think that's probably about it for today. Oh, I've got one for you. We're going to try an experiment, potato experiment, next episode. So have a look in your cupboards, see if you've got any potatoes that are looking a little bit ropey, maybe with our eyes on like this. So at the back, grab some of them, keep them. Perfect. Or like this one, check this out. These are mine from last year. Had them in a bag, ate them from the biggest to the smallest, and all these little ones were left. And check out the eyes on them. Mental. So have a look, see if you've got any of those, and maybe an old bag for life. That's what we're going to try and use to grow some potatoes. Brilliant. Also, possibly next week, we might do some culturally insensitive kale. Very tasty, but who knows. Okay, any questions, leave a comment down below. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.